Every year, that's the only goal that you have, is winning the Super Bowl. If we don't win it, it's a failure.
As much of a dreamer as Lamar was, I don't think he could have ever imagined this.
Superstar athletes, leading men, they're on the top of the mountain.
As the first rays of sunlight crept across the manicured grass at Missouri Western State University, the Kansas City Chiefs training camp buzzed with raw anticipation. Every year, fans make the pilgrimage, some driving through the night just to catch a glimpse of their gridiron heroes. But this morning, the energy was different. The crowd, awash in red and gold, carried a nervous edge. Nearly every jersey bore the number 87, Travis Kelce's number, fluttering like banners of hope and worry. Whispers moved through the stands. Did you see his limp? Is he okay? Kelce, the heartbeat of the Chiefs' offense and a legend in the making, walked onto the field with all eyes fixed on him. There was a hitch in his step, a subtle but unmistakable limp that fans noticed immediately. Yet, true to form, he pressed on, moving with the stubborn courage that has defined his career. Each movement, every stretch, every drill revealed the pain he was swallowing, but also the iron will that had elevated him from a promising prospect to one of the greatest tight ends the game has ever seen. The morning began with the usual warm-ups, agility drills, and the collective hum of camaraderie. Kelce rotated his ankle, sweat beading on his brow as he forced a smile for the fans clustered along the sideline. The trainers hovered, exchanging worried glances, but he waved them off. Not yet. Not today. He moved from high knees to butt kicks, his limp more pronounced with each stride. Yet he refused to quit. Every step was an unspoken promise to his teammates, to the fans, to himself, that he would not let pain define him. During ladder drills, Kelce's focus became almost hypnotic. He stared down the row of cones, jaw set, refusing to let the discomfort slow him down. Teammates shouted encouragement. Patrick Mahomes, ever the ringleader, jogged by with an easy grin calling, "Let's go, Trav." Kelce answered with a thumbs up, the gesture loaded with bravado hiding real pain. As the session shifted to positional work, the intensity ramped up. Tight ends gathered, coaches barking instructions, and Kelce squared off against a rookie linebacker. The clash was brief but telling. Kelce drove the rookie back, feet planted, hips twisting, holding his ground through sheer force of will. He winced, but didn't waver. The crowd erupted as the rookie stumbled, and Kelce, ever the leader, offered a hand, whispered advice, and clapped him on the shoulder. In that moment, it was clear this was more than a drill, it was a passing of a torch. Red zone drills followed, and the stakes grew. Mahomes dropped back, the defense collapsed, and Kelce broke off his route, planting hard on his injured foot. There was an audible gasp as he staggered, the limp now a near stumble. But then the magic happened. A leap, a reach, and Kelce snatched the ball from the air between two defenders, landing hard but refusing to let go. The crowd exploded. Kids screamed. Phones captured the moment for eternity. For a brief instant, the pain vanished behind triumph. Coaches called him over, offering a break, but Kelce shook his head. He bent over, hands on knees, breathing hard but resolute. The trainers watched closely, jotting notes, but respected his decision. The drill would continue. Route running came next, and Kelce faced off against a quick-footed cornerback. He faked inside, exploded outside, the limp dogging him but never defeating him. Mahomes threaded a perfect pass, and Kelce, with one hand, snagged it out of the air, spinning upfield as the crowd roared. As he crossed the goal line, he glanced down at his leg, his steps heavier now, but his will undiminished. The session finally ended. Players trickled off in groups, some to sign autographs, others to the sanctuary of the locker room. But Kelce lingered, making his way to the barricades where fans pressed forward, waving signs and memorabilia. His limp was now impossible to ignore. Yet he smiled, high-fived children, and signed everything thrust his way. He paused to speak with a young girl, wiping away her tears as he held her hand and told her to chase her dreams. Her parents, beaming with gratitude, snapped photos, immortalizing the moment. A man in the crowd held up a sign congratulating Kelce on his relationship with Taylor Swift. Kelce laughed, making a heart with his hands, the crowd eating it up. The trainers urged him to head inside, but Kelce, ever the showman, insisted on giving every fan their moment. He moved slowly down the line, signing caps, jerseys, and even a pair of shoes, wincing occasionally but never breaking his composure. When the adrenaline finally faded, his limp worsened, steps shorter and more labored, but still he pressed on. Eventually, staff convinced him to return to the locker room. There, he sank into a chair, head in hands, as trainers removed his cleats and examined his ankle. The joint was swollen and red, Kelce biting his lip as they probed for tenderness. The medical staff debated treatments, but Kelce waved them off. "Just a tweak," he insisted. "Part of the game." Reporters waited outside, hungry for a statement. Kelce obliged, wiping sweat from his brow as he spoke about the day's practice. He talked about the energy from the fans, the thrill of seeing kids with homemade signs, and the city's unwavering support. When questions turned to his injury, Kelce shrugged it off. "Caught my foot on a bad patch of turf," he said. "Nothing to worry about." Then, inevitably, Taylor Swift came up. Kelce grinned, saying she understands the grind and always cheers him on. The room brightened, laughter breaking the tension, as trainers quietly wrapped his ankle in ice. But Kelce was already thinking ahead. About tomorrow, about the next challenge, about the next moment to prove himself, pain be damned. The fans waited outside as he emerged, limping but smiling. A small group of diehards still lingered, hoping for one last autograph. Kelce obliged, making sure every fan felt seen, every child received a memory. A security guard urged him toward the waiting SUV, but Kelce waved him off, taking a few last photos before finally climbing in. The crowd cheered as he disappeared into the evening. As the sun set over the stadium, the field empty and silent, the sense of anticipation lingered. Today, fans had seen something special, not just the highlight reel catches or the trademark swagger, but the heart and grit that made Kelce the player he is. The limp, while concerning, was not a crisis. Not yet. The coaches discussed his workload, the trainers planned extra treatment, and Kelce himself plotted his comeback. The city rallied behind him, united in support and hope. Social media lit up with stories, photos, and videos. Fans recounted their encounters, sharing how Kelce's grit inspired them. His willingness to play through pain became legend, a testament to his character and his bond with Kansas City. The limp became a footnote to a larger story, one of resilience, passion, and the unbreakable bond between a player and his city. As days passed, anticipation built. Would Kelce be ready for the season opener? Would he deliver another year of unforgettable moments? The fans believed. The city believed. And, perhaps most importantly, Kelce believed. Because for him, pain was just another obstacle to overcome. Another challenge to meet with a smile and a swagger. He was fighting for more than just wins. He was fighting for his team, his fans, and the city that had lifted him to greatness. The season loomed, full of promise and uncertainty. But one thing was certain, the legend of Travis Kelce would only grow. Every step, every catch, every interaction on and off the field added to the myth. The future was unwritten, but the resolve was unbroken. The story, far from over. And somewhere in the quiet after the crowd had gone, the memory of that day, of a limping hero refusing to quit, lingered in the air. A reminder that greatness isn't just about talent or stats, but about heart, courage, and the willingness to give everything for something bigger than yourself. For Travis Kelce, that's the only way he's ever known. And for Kansas City, it's exactly what they've come to expect from their iconic number 87. The season now stands on the edge of possibility, with every fan counting down the days, every child dreaming of glory, and every doubter quietly silenced by the evidence of Kelce's heart. The city waits, united in hope, ready to write the next chapter together. And somewhere in the swirling buzz of anticipation, you can almost hear the echo. Let's go, Trav.